In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make a really cool wavy pattern just using some lines, a couple of squares, one effect, and the swatches panel. Let's go check it out. Here we go. Okay, to make this cool wavy pattern, we're going to open up a new document. We'll go to the View menu and Show Grid, and then the View menu and Snap to Grid. To get set up, we want to make a 1 inch by 1 inch square, and that wants to have no stroke. And for the fill, it should have a kind of a middle gray color. So one of these guys here on your swatch panel. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take this square and go to the edit menu and copy it. And then what you're going to do is go to the edit menu and paste in back. And the thing that we just pasted in back is going to become what's called the clipping frame. The clipping frame is used to only show the elements that you want to be part of the pattern. And that clipping frame also needs to be invisible, meaning it needs to have no fill and no stroke. So we pasted this copy of the square into the back, and that's still selected right now. And what we want to do is change the fill color to none. So even though we can't see it, we have two squares stacked up. There's an unpainted one behind and a gray one on top. And if you can't see that, or if you don't believe me, we can select both of these, and you'll see that the fill color has a question mark in it. And what that means is that it's two or more colors are in the selection of objects, and so Illustrator doesn't know which one to choose. All right, so there's two shapes there. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to slide over a little bit on our screen because we want to make a place to have the wavy pattern. We're going to take the line tool. So go to your shape tools and find the line segment tool. The keyboard shortcut is the backslash. And you're going to draw a 2-inch long line that's horizontal. And the color of that line, you can really make it any color, but for my purposes, I'm going to make it like this lime green. With the black arrow, I'm going to take my Alt or Option key, and I'm going to drag a copy down 2 inches. You can always just draw it again. That doesn't really matter. Now what we're going to do is we're going to turn this into a blend. But before we do that, we'll set up the blend. You'll go to the Object menu, Blend, and then Blend Options. And what we want to do is put in here specified number of steps is 31. And I'm doing that because I want to have a number of steps that matches the grid in here so I can ensure that everything is going to line up perfectly. So we're going to do 31 for this, and we'll click on OK. Now nothing happened because we haven't applied the blend yet. So we're going to select these two lines, go to the Object menu, Blend, and then Make. All right, so now we have a series of lines. And again, you can see, I'm going to zoom in close, that they're lined up to the grid. Now, the next thing that we want to do to make the wavy pattern is we're going to select the entire blend. We'll go to the Effect menu, Distort and Transform, and Zig-zag. For the size, we want this to be 12. For the ridges per segment, we want this to be 3. And we want these to be smooth as opposed to corners. And we'll click on OK. All right, so you see it starts up here, dips down, goes up, dips down, goes up. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take the blend and you're going to place it on top of the gray square. It doesn't matter where, just make sure you don't have a gap. The whole pattern should be covering the square. We're going to take the black arrow. We're going to select the blend, then the two squares. Remember, there's a gray square and a unpainted shape. And we're going to drag this whole thing into the swatches panel. And you'll know that it worked when you see the swatches and the swatch is completely filled in with the pattern. Now let's go test it out. We're going to deselect this, the pattern elements, zoom out on our screen. I'm going to turn the grid off so we can see this a little clearer. And I'm going to select the rectangle tool, change over to my fill color, and apply my pattern. And there you have it. You could do this with any color that you want, whatever your eyes can tolerate. And my eyes cannot tolerate this one. So enjoy making this. See you in the next tutorial.